you beautiful bee. Welcome back to the channel where you can be you, I can be me, we can be everything in between. I wanted to make a special video for you, kind of talking about my short film. And I'm going to go into really great depth about my short film, how you make a short film, how do you get from start to finish. This is something that I'm very, very passionate about, something that I learned recently, that if you're a filmmaker or if you've ever been interested in making your own art for film, I'm going to tell you my whole experience. I'm going to give you basically the advice I've been giving other people that have wanted to make a short film, that have wanted to make a short film that goes to a film festival, that wins awards. And I did all that. So let's just get into it. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to kind of talk in a fast manner. I'm just going to deliver all the information I have. And hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let's just get into it. So, first thing for a short film, if you like writing, so usually there's a combo of like a writer-director. That is someone who writes the film, but also will direct it. You have a lot of film writer-directors. You have like Greta Gerwig. You have a lot of other people too, but that's the first one that came to mind. So what you want to do is you're going to want to write a short film. A short film is a little bit different than a feature length. If you don't know the difference, no worries. Let me discuss it to you. A short film is a film that is going to be around 12 to 15 minutes. The shorter the film, the better. Okay, just remember that. The shorter the film, the better. It's easier to make. Well, I don't know. It's they're all difficult, but it's easier for a cheaper budget usually, and it's easier to get into film festivals, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But a short film is usually around 12 to 15 pages long, versus a feature film is around 90 pages to 120 pages. Page count. If you're a new writer, let me tell you something. Each page usually amounts to a minute of screen time. So when you're writing something, I usually write it in, there's a couple different programs you can write in. If you don't have anything, I would recommend using Celtx. It's C-E-L-T-X. It is a free screenwriting software. I actually got recommended to do that through one of my old teachers. You have that, and then if you really like screenwriting, you can go to Final Draft, which is what I'm on. I really love it. You pay one fee to have it for life. It's around like maybe $150, $200, but you also get story maps, you get outlines. It's amazing. I really recommend it. You're gonna write. So first step for making a short film, write. That's literally all. Process is really important, but writing is essential. So you're gonna first want to write what what your whole film is going to be about. The way that I get inspired by art and the way that I create my projects is I find things that are happening in my daily life, things that I'm struggling with, and I use writing as a catharsis. It's kind of like a therapy for me. Just get a piece of paper, and here's some exercises if you ever want to start writing. Give yourself 5 minutes, get a piece of paper, get a topic. For instance, the topic could be, what is something you're scared of? Or write a scene of a character being scared. And then you will give yourself a time limit, and you'll just start writing. And the trick is, you can't edit when you write. You just write. So first step for writing a short film and creating a short film is getting your writing done. Something I've been learning as a writer recently, because now I've done my short film and trying to do a feature film, is structure helps. Structuring your day when you're gonna write. For me, I'm on a timeline right now where for this month of February, I'm writing 3 pages a day to get a 90-page script out. But when you're in your writing element, this is where everyone gets stuck, and this is where I want to help you, is you need to just allow yourself to write. You're going to take the analytical brain of you and you're going to turn it off. So you're gonna write, and you're not gonna be editing while you write. You're not gonna write, you're not gonna judge what you're writing. Let it flow freely on the page, however works for you. For me, I love to write dialogue. I come from an acting background. I find dialogue to be very, very useful for me for picturing scenes. So I will write a scene, and I will just have two characters talk to each other. You're just going to generate material. Spend a month just generating material. Don't even think about what you want your short film to be. Generate multiple ideas for short films. You can also do log lines. It's like a slug line. Those are very useful as well. They are basically just one sentence descriptions of your film. So for instance, my short film that I did, it's called Flowers. A log line for that could be, we follow two boys in high school as they reconnect over a weekend and fall in love. That's my short story that I did. So spend time writing it, get all your ideas, and then spend time picking out what you want to do. What really resonates with you? What do you think would be really cool to film? I come from a theater background. The beautiful thing about film is it's a medium that you can express a lot of different things through different ways. So for instance, with theater is beautiful because you can have everyone in an environment that, you know, you can make them feel something. They see it chronological. Film is amazing because tons of people can see it that aren't there presently when you do it. And you can fake a lot of stuff. You can be surrealistic. You can be very, you know, have fairies or what, or like you can play around with what you want the audience to see. Versus theater, the audience gets to choose what they see. For me, I got really attracted for my short film called Flowers. It turned into it has some surreal elements. I leaned into, and I encourage you to lean into film. You know, it's a medium where you can express things through visual medium. So for me, I was like, I want to express love. What's a theme that I could express love through? And it was growth, and it was flowers. So there's this whole scene at the end of the film where they literally turn into flowers. It's not realistic. It's surrealistic, but that's the beauty of filmmaking. So you can fake a lot of like, it's not like faking, but you get what I mean, right? You get the gist. So you're going to spend time writing your film. You're going to generate and write a rough draft of between 12 pages to 15 pages. Just so you know, you're probably going to write more than that. You're going to write probably like a 20-page script. And if you don't, that's great. But for me, I wrote like a 20-page script. You're then going to edit it down. You're basically going to cut down your scenes to the most essential. Okay, you're going to read your draft. So you're going to write your draft, then you're going to give yourself space, and then you're going to read it later with fresh eyes. Imagine a trick for it is imagine that you're reading a piece of work that someone else gave you that you didn't write. Pretend that your best friend gave this to you. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to read the work without being super hard on it, right? If your best friend just gave you a piece of work, you're going to want to like it. So with that mentality, go into it enjoying what you wrote. Yeah, it's not perfect, but this is the trick with doing a short film, and this is where people get stopped. This is why people don't do short films. This is why maybe you haven't, or maybe you get stopped in your artistic pursuits. You're not going to have everything figured out before you start filming. Let me say that again. You're not going to have everything figured out before you start filming. There is no such thing as a perfect script. Okay, there's no such thing as a perfect script. It's going to evolve as you film, as you cast, as you do all of that. So the main thing is just figure out what you enjoy, figure out what's important, and just keep workshopping those scenes. Share them with friends. You know, ask them your opinions. That's what I did with Flowers. I wrote scenes that I was like, this is the vibe, this is the emotion I want to get out of this scene. But what are different ways we can communicate this? For instance, there's a scene in my short film where the two boys meet for the first time. Initially, it was gonna be, I think it was gonna be them like in a car. It ended up them being in the back driveway where they're both outside. Things are just going to evolve, and that is the fun part. Lean into the messiness of the art. Lean into the growth of it turning into whatever it's gonna turn into. That is what filmmaking is all about, and that's when you know you're doing something right. It's when it's evolving as you create it. the goal is not to have it created and then create it. You know, you're not looking to have a good, amazing script and then create it. That could be a goal for you. But for me, what really helped me with my short film is letting it evolve and trusting the process. So you have your script, you wrote it, you're evolving. This is what's really interesting about making a short film. You have multiple timelines, so you're gonna be working on your script while you're also doing everything else. I just talked to a filmmaker that I got introduced to because I have a friend that's a producer, and they were interning for her, and they were like, oh, let's connect you to Nick, who just has their short film going in the festival circuit, winning some awards, all of that. My short film won Best Direction at the LGBTQ Toronto Film Festival, which was exciting. But what I told her, she was like, I don't know what my first step is going to be. I just told you, script, material, figure out what you want to do. But then the most important thing is crowdfunding. Start as early as you can, even before you have the script. This is what feels weird, right? You are going to make a crowdfunding campaign. This is what I did. You're going to use Indiegogo, or you're going to use something else. I can't forget the other names. But what you're going to do is you're going to make a mock video of what your film is. It's very, very fun. I can share it to you guys if you want. I can show you what flowers looked like. You're going to grab a friend, grab a camera, and just create some B-roll of a feeling of what your film's going to be like. You can also steal footage from films that are already out. This is really fun because what you're going to do is you're going to create like a mini B-roll project. It's going to be fun for you because you're going to be like, oh, I could actually do this. This is what it feels like, what it looks like. Take it off of the script, right? Writing a script can be really fun, but it also can be it's on page. It's not real yet. When you do this campaign, this little video, it makes it more real. So do a little video, and what you're going to do also is you're going to do B-roll, and then you're going to do a video where you talk to camera. So I can show you what I did, but I talked to camera. I goes, hi, my name is Nick. I'm the director-writer of Flowers, an LGBTQ short film, and this is what the film's about. And then I'm like, we follow blah, 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 do this, and then I show B-roll of like these two boys. It was just me and my friend, running around, and I told people what the message of the story is, why it's important, and I asked them to donate. Ask people to donate. It's scary. I know it's scary to have people be like, oh my God, Nick, they're gonna put money into my project. Like, but I don't have a script. I don't have things yet. Let me unlock something for you that has unlocked the creativity and the acceptance and the allowance of me creating these short films and getting them produced by people. Everyone you know in the entire world is working, most of them. They make money. They go to their 9-to-5s. They work hard. They will spend their money. What you are giving them, you're asking them to help your project, but what you're really giving them is you're giving them an experience to say, hey, that hard money they worked really hard on, why don't you put it into a artistic, creative expression, a film? Why don't you become a producer on a film, and I will help you along in the process. You'll join us on the process of creating art. There are so many artists out there that don't get to create art. Think about all the people that did theater, acted. When the real world hits up, it's very difficult to keep being an artist. But what you're giving them is you're giving them an outlet to still be connected to art. And it's amazing. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask them to donate. And then what I did is you're going to send it to every single person you know. You're just going to bombard everyone. It's totally okay. You're going to give yourself a time limit of like 30 days. And this is a trick too. You're going to think that your Indiegogo campaign, the longer that you have the days, the more likely people will donate. Honey, here's a trick. This is something I learned. Amount of time does not matter. Deadline matters. If you are really close to the project ending, people are going to be more likely to donate. People donate more for my project at the end, like the last 2 days, than they did for the first 20. Urgency is what makes people buy. So remember that. So it doesn't matter if you give them a month and a half or just like 15 days. Urgency near the end of your campaign, that's when people are really going to donate. So don't get scared if it's not like mounting up. People will make people aware of the project and then be like, hey, this is your last moment to do it, and they will donate. People won't do things unless they feel like they have to, or they feel like time is limited, right? So don't be afraid by that. But what you're gonna do, this is what I did. Ready? And I know this is in great detail, but I really want to help you. You create your Indiegogo campaign. You're going to create some classes. It's kind of like on this channel, if you click the join button down below, you know how we have those different classes to give you guys some fun things for this channel that also helps me. You're going to do that on your Indiegogo. You're going to be like, hey, for 20 bucks, if you send 20 bucks, I'm going to give you a social media shout out. If for 50, I'm going to write you a letter. If for 100, I'm going to send you a signed poster. For 250, I'm going to give you like producer credits. For 500, you get like access to the script early on, or you get a character named after you. People love those rewards, so give them to them. And then what you're going to do, give yourself a deadline, and every day you're going to put a timer on for an hour, and you are just going to copy the link and send out a piece of copy with it that says, hey, and then fill in their name. Hey, Sean, this is what I did for mine. It was like during the LGBT month, queer month. Oh my God, Pride Month, thank you. I said, hey, it's Pride Month. A great way to support the community is by donating to the short film that I am producing. Anything helps from $1 to $1,000. Hope you're having a great day. Bye. Give everyone the opportunity to donate that you know. I went by alphabetical order. You're gonna go through your A's, then to your B's, C, D's, E, F, G's. I emailed everyone. Do it. Just do it. You know why? Because you're giving them an opportunity to invest in an artistic project that they probably really want to be involved in. So you got to give them the opportunity to donate. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, you're still working on your art, but you have the faith that you know by the deadline of when you're going to film it, because we're going to create deadlines, you are going to know that it's going to be what's going to be, and it's going to mean something. Also, the secret, the beautiful thing about this Indiegogo thing is you're going to get people to donate, and it's going to give you the support and also kind of the pressure to finish out your project. There are a lot of people that don't finish short films. They get to post, which is editing, and they don't put it out. And you know why? It's because it's scary as fuck. It is really scary to put yourself out there. You spend so much time on this project, and it literally feels like it's a baby. You give it out, and you don't want to give it away to strangers who might, slap it in the face or pour alcohol on it or anything. So people hold on to it. But the point of your art is to share. It's supposed to give it out. So that's why an Indiegogo campaign is great. It's free, and Indiegogo, I think, only takes a little commission of it. But the nice thing about Indiegogo is that you keep all the funds that you receive, versus other platforms where you might lose all of it. It gives more of a dramatic effect where it's like, hey, if you don't hit this goal, I don't get any of this money, and that urgency allows more people to donate. But if you want to save your bet, do Indiegogo. So you're going to be doing all this, sending it out for an hour until you hit your deadline. You're going to get your budget. You will. If you don't know how much your budget costs, mine cost $5,000. Talk to some producers. You do not need to have the funding before you talk to a producer. Producers can help you figure out how much things are going to cost. They're going to help you organize a campaign as well if you want. So send it to everyone. You're going to be so surprised on who supports you, and it feels really nice. Next, you're going to set up a deadline for when you film. So you get all the funding. Then you're going to be like, hey, in 3 months, we're going to film on this day. So for me, I got the funding in July, and I was like, we're going to film right before Thanksgiving. You lock that in, and then you're going to go through a couple processes. So you have the funding. The first thing that you're going to want to get on your project is a producer, whether before funding or after. What does a producer do? You might ask, Nick. A producer is a person that's going to help you organize your crew, and it's going to help you organize your project so that you are ready on shoot day. They are going to be the people that you lean on the most. So think about this. As a writer-director for a short film, where your headspace is going to want to really live for the next few months before you shoot is the project. You're going to be wanting to write. You're going to want to be editing. You're going to be wanting to work with the actors that you're having with. You're going to be wanting to curate the really comfortable space of a set life, of what this creative element is. That's your goal. The producer is going to do everything else. Hopefully, they're going to help you get your crew. They're going to help you get money they're going to help you do snacks. They're going to help you find locations, or they're going to help find people to help you do that. It's kind of like a stage manager. It's kind of like a personal assistant. They're just going to help you do everything else. And producers are really good for financing. They're also going to help you budget things. That's what mine was really good for. I was like, hey, I have $5,000. Where can we budget this? And I was like, most important for me is getting cast paid and my DP, which is the person that shoots it, paid. So find a producer. This is my trick too. This is something I learned. Interview people. I know you might just have your friend that's like, oh, that's a great producer. I promise you it's going to be really worth it if you interview multiple candidates. Sometimes your best friend is not going to be the best person for the job. You want to work and surround yourself with people that are better than you, that have more skill sets. And I know it's scary meeting new people. I get that. And I know it's scary trusting new people because you never met them. But that's the way you're going to grow as an artist. And the goal is to work with different people and grow. And that's how I grew a lot. I worked with so many new people and I became friends with them after. So go for that. Get a coffee, interview them. You're going to feel like you are faking all this. You're going to feel like, hey, I'm not really a director. I don't know what to talk to these people about. Fake it till you make it. These people that you're bringing on are to help you. Every project looks different. Every project looks so different. So the things that you need help with, communicate that with them. Also, it's beautiful. You can be honest like I did. I was like, I honestly don't know. I know I need a producer, but I don't know exactly where I need you yet. Can you help me figure out what I need from you? And they'll also be like, well, on my other projects, I've done this. And you'll be like, oh, I didn't know you do that. So yes, let's do that. So you're going to get your producer. The next step is you are going to find your cast. I went through Actors Access. I did for my short film, I delegated. I want to do all the process. I come from an acting background, so I really wanted to lean into the actor core. I even initially thought I was going to act in the film. That's the thing with this whole process of your short film. Things are going to evolve, and it's going to be a little scary. It is. But that's where we grow, and that's where the fun is. So I used Actors Access, which is a platform that you can put your project on, and people will audition. Actors will audition. They'll send you self-tapes. And then what I did is I held a callback in person, and I had them read sides in front of me together. I facilitated a callback, and I really recommend doing this. I really recommend getting actors, putting them in a room and play with them. You are going to be scared shitless going through this process because you're going to feel like you aren't actually a director or writer, and I'm telling you that's like totally normal. But the cool thing about this process is every step you go up, you are going to gain more confidence. Get those actors in a room, play with them, hearing them say your words and act your words, the words that maybe you think are shit or things that aren't good enough. It's gonna build confidence in you because you'll be like, oh no, this is actually good. Remember, we're not aiming for perfection. We're just aiming for growth and it to be good. So that's why you're gonna want to get actors that really help boost the material. So I know you might have friends that are actors, cool, but audition them. Audition multiple people. For my short film, I thought I was going to act in it, and then I auditioned the main character, Josh. The actor played it, and I swear to God, I saw it, and I was like, that's him. That's the character. You're going to have wonderful moments like that where you're going to see your story come to life in these little stages. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to do a callback and all of that, and you're going to get your actors. You're then going to hold rehearsals. So about the month before your short film, hold rehearsals, do Zoom, have readings, talk to your actors about what the scenes mean, have them have fun, play around. I had my main characters go on a dinner date. I gave them money and I was like, hey, go to this dinner as your characters and get to know each other, build that intimacy. It's about trusting your actors as a director. As Greta Gerwig says, Give the parts to your actors. Give it to them. Once they get the role, be like, you know this character more than I do. Because what actors do, that's amazing, that I didn't realize until being a director, is that they fill in all the blanks. You give them the source material, and what they're going to do is they're going to dig deep. They're going to bring their knowledge of who they are, who they think their character are, and they're going to dig. They're going to give a backstory, and they're going to find impulses that are hidden in the script that you don't even know about. So allow them to show that to you, and things are just going to be amazing. So you're going to have your actors do rehearsals, before that you're going to do a read through with them. So like have them read through the entire script with you, any questions, and do rehearsals. Why are rehearsals important, Nick? You may ask. Well, let me tell you. This is something I realized. Prep is important. Not only is it fun, but it also helps the actor and the director kind of build that faith in each other. I used to not understand as an actor, if I didn't have my lines memorized during rehearsal, I used to be like, why is the director freaking out so much? Of course I'll have it memorized during my shoot. Rehearsal process is the building of trust between the director and the actors. You are learning how you communicate with each other so that when you get to the game day, which is filming, you know how to work together. That's why it's important, even if you're an actor, come in with everything you can. The more you can give to rehearsals, the more that the set days will work. And yeah, it's just really fun. What you're going to realize too is on set day, and I'll do some more backtracking again, but on set day, as a director, your mind is not really with the actors, which is surprising. You are facilitating everything, and yeah, you're focusing on the scenes, but you're more focusing on getting certain beats than talking to your characters about what they're feeling. So that's what rehearsals are for. Rehearsals are like, what are you feeling? What's going on in your mind? And giving them guidance. Be like, think about this. Also on set, as a director, your job is to basically curate a safe bubble for them to exist away from crew. But we'll get into that in a sec. So you do your actors, right? While you're doing your actors, you're also going to start getting your crew a month out. It's a little nerve-wracking. People won't be able to commit to your project until maybe a month out. It's just because you can't pay them, and when you do pay them, you're paying them for their time on set. So anytime they give you beforehand to do anything, it is unpaid. So it's kind of hard to ask people to do things ahead of time, but talk to people. People are really nice. People also really want to work on short films. They want to work on your film. They want to do things that are creative, that have meaning. And if you've gone this far with your short film, you have learned the purpose of your material. You have an attachment to it that people can feel. They can feel your passion when you walk in a room. And don't be afraid to express that. As a director, you are the energy source of set, of the crew. You are going to feed everyone the love and the passion that you have for this project. Get them excited, because then they'll fuel you back. Producer is going to pick up everyone for crew. They're going to get sound. They're going to get a gaffer, which is someone that helps build lighting setups. Sound is for microphone. They may also help you get a DP, director of photography. I spent money on a DP pretty well. They're worth the money, I promise you. They will bring their equipment, the camera, or you'll rent out equipment. And what you're going to do is you are going to go on a director's scout with them. You are going to go to all the places you're shooting with your DP. And you are going to talk about what you're looking for in each shot. You're going to create a shot list with them, go through every scene, talk about what type of angles, what type of feelings you wanted to express in your scenes. As a director, a lot of directors are DPs. I wasn't, and it's okay. Your DP is going to fill in the blanks for you. So if you don't understand shots or anything like that, give them descriptives of what the scene feels like. Give references. I want it to feel tight and cold and uncomfortable. I want it to feel grandiose, warm, loving. The DP is going to be able to create shots that give that information to the audience, which is really, really fun. That's like why DPs love their jobs. They get to curate how the audience feels. And what you do as a director and as a writer is you curate what the audience takes away from the film. You get to curate the meaning. The DP gets to curate how it feels, how it's shown, which is very fun. So you're going to go do a shot list, go over the shots with your DP. That will happen hopefully a few weeks out before filming. You are going to take them to the locations. Try and take anyone, even the producer, anyone, to the locations that you want to film. Being in person really helps. You, as much pre-planning as you can, helps for set day. So it's very, 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 very important. And then, yeah. So you're going to get your DP, you're going to do a shot list, you're going to go to all the different locations. Before that, you're going to have your producer help you get locations. You can use PureSpace, which I use a lot. It's basically Airbnb, but people rent out, studios or parking lots or all these different things. You also, this is a secret, you can steal locations. Just say that you're a student filmmaker, you're going to have a small crew anyways. And so if anyone bothers you, be like, oh, this is a student film. I'm not all about lying. Our whole mantra this month is to be honest, but for filmmaking, if you're not hurting anyone, don't worry about it. It's all about confidence, and it's all about apologizing, asking for forgiveness later. I know this because I usually work as a location scout on main, huge budget projects that go to Sundance, HBO, Netflix. Usually you get permits. I've worked on projects where the location manager, my boss, has stolen whole apartment complexes without a permit. And yeah, maybe it's not morally okay, but you're not hurting anyone, and it's possible. So do it. Don't spend money on things you don't have to. Don't spend on permitting. Don't spend on extra gear you may need. Insurance, maybe if it makes you feel comfortable. But this is another thing that the director asked me that, for advice. They were like, do I need to get insurance? I said, buy yourself, give yourself anything that's going to alleviate any stress on day for you. If you know you're going to be really stressed about bumping into things, ruining things, or even locations, then if it's going to really pull you away from your work, okay, then maybe invest in getting a permit, maybe invest in getting insurance. It's all up to what makes you feel comfortable. You don't need to do any of that, but if it makes you feel more comfortable, do it. Okay, so you have everything prepped, you have your whole crew, and you have the days going. You're going to buy your props. You know where you're going to buy your props for the film? You're going to buy your props on Amazon. And then you're going to return everything. That's what I did. Super cheap, super amazing. Do it. Okay, so you're up. You have your shoot days, you're getting really excited, and then you're gonna go to shoot days. You're gonna go to set, and you're gonna direct. And you are gonna have the time of your life. Everything at the point has been prepped up. So the actors know what they're doing, they know their intentions, they kinda know what's happening. The only thing they don't know is location. They haven't been on location yet. They also maybe haven't worn their costumes. They also haven't, been filmed yet. What you do as a director, and this is what I learned. If you're a director, let me know what you learned. But I learned that what I really love doing, that I think is so important, is curating the space for the actors to exist. So a crew. So when you watch a film, you know how you just see like those actors? There's like usually 20 people behind them, watching them. It's very stressful. Now, sometimes crew, their energy can seep into the actors. It's happened before. As a director, my goal is to create a buffer. If the DP needs something from the actors, if costume needs something from the actors, they're going to talk to me, or I'm going to make sure that the dialogue they have with the actors is what it needs to be. Because what the actors need to be focusing on is their lines, their motivations, and curating the energy that they need for the scene. So I am creating a bubble around them. I protect them. I literally will hover over them and protect them. When there's an intimate scene, for instance, which I hope there are for you, I hope there are scenes that, challenge you, that get you excited, but also nervous. Mine was, there's this potential kiss scene outside on a curb that just needed to hit right. I remember seeing down the two characters, and I was on my knees in front of them, and I was talking to them in such a, I almost like children. I was like keeping them warm with coats, and I was just like, let's try it this time, where you mean it like this, what's your secret? And I just focused on them. Everything else around me I trusted was okay, because that's what my producer was doing. That's why I did the prep for the DP. That's why I did the prep with the gaffing, everything. That's why you prepped everything. So in the moment, you just focus on your actors. And what you focus on is not necessarily if they cry or if they laugh or if they do something weird, what you're focusing on is in your script. This is why being a writer director is amazing. If they're hitting the beats they need to hit. So in a scene, there's going to be a beat where, for instance, with mine, it was like where they need to get close and pretend like they kiss each other, and then they need to like walk away and run away. I'm looking for them to emote that, to physically do that in the scene, and I'm trusting the actor to get the emotional comprehension of why they're doing it. And if they don't know, I allow them to tell me. I also allow them to tell me their impulses. For instance, there's one scene where I wanted them to stand on a street, and the actor was like, hey, I really feel like I need to walk on this line. And I initially was scared, and I was like, but I'm the director, I should say no. But I said, yes, let's go for it. Go with it. Go with your actor's impulses. They are going to be the light to everything, which is amazing. So you're going to go through these 4 days. Mine was 4. You're going to go. You are going to learn so much. You're going to have the time of your life. It's going to be a whirlwind, and you're going to film the damn thing. You're going to film the damn thing. The producer is going to be in charge of working with an AD for helping you time manage everything. The producer is going to help you distribute money to everyone when the time is right. And you film the thing. And then what I did is you're going to film it. You're going to get everything like the DP is going to have all the footage. The sound is going to have all the footage. Your producer is going to help you curate everything into a package. I usually like to take a break, and I think you should too. You're going to take like a month break from when you shot because you're going to be so excited. And then you're going to come back and you're going to get an editor, or you're going to edit it yourself. You're going to bring someone onto your project who's then going to assemble all the videos together, give you a really big rough cut. You're going to see all the scenes together that are going to match the scene. And then you're going to go into a process where you go into a new phase of the film. You have your script, you have everything that you wanted it to be, but now you have the actual footage. And what is the story that you can convey the best with the footage you have? So you're going to play around with your editor. They're going to give you some impulses. Have fun. Don't be rigid. Have as much fun as possible. You're going to want to try and trim your short film as short as possible. The reason being is because for film festivals, which is your goal, right? The shorter the film, the more likely they're going to accept it. Short films, festivals have blocks that are usually like an hour long. If your film is 5 minutes long, it's more likely it's going to get in because there are going to be more other short films that they can like squeeze around it. If it's a 20-minute film, that means that they can only have around 3 films, and so that's very unlikely you're going to get it. Don't let this hinder you, though. My film was 20 minutes long. I did a director's cut, which is a cut for the, I did a festival cut, which is for festivals for short, which was 17. But then I ended up sending my director's cut, which was 20, because I thought I had the full message. And you know what? It got into film festivals, and it won awards. So take this as you will, but the shorter the better you can condense it, the better it is. You're going to bring on your editor. You're then going to bring on a post-sound person as well. They're going to mix sounds, help you find music, help you curate the sound of everything. I also brought on a composer that helped me do music. You're also going to then bring on a colorist who's going to color the film, give it that depth, give it that color tone that will explain and give you feelings of what it's like to be in the film. You can also do special effects, like removing images and everything. There's so much power in post, so if you are afraid that you didn't get a shot in time or if it doesn't look good, coloring can fix it, editing can fix it. Do not worry. Don't worry until you are in post with all your footage, and if you still can't fix something, that's why you do reshoots. You're going to call back your actors and you're going to take them out and do a couple reshoots. I did one reshoot for a scene for like one image, and you're going to do that. And then what you're going to do is you are going to take your film, do a showing, what I did, which is so nerve-wracking. I did a showing where I showed all my friends to celebrate the hard work. You're going to want to give yourself a deadline. You can work on your short film forever. This is why people don't finish their short films. This is why, remember I was saying the Indiegogo? This is why the Indiegogo is really important, because you have people waiting for this. So you need to send it. Something I wish I did earlier is I wish I knew what festivals I want to work at to send it to, and I wish I knew their deadlines. the longer your film, you're going to want to be an early bird, which means you're going to want to submit it as soon as the admissions open, so that if they like it, they'll structure all the short films around it. If you have a shorter film, that doesn't really matter as much, but you're going to go to this website called Film Freeway, filmfreeway.com, which is a subscription platform, but it's so worth it. You literally pay maybe like $15 a month, but then they give you all the film festivals, and you submit it to this Film Freeway, and then you get to easily submit it to all the film festivals you want. They cost money. They do. It costs money to run film festivals, but your goal at this point is not even to win awards, okay? Your goal is to share your art, have an impact, people have it, change people's lives, and it's worth sending it to film festivals. My film festivals, I got into, I think, 4, and I've been rejected from 8. It hurts, but it's part of the process. If you're not failing enough, it means you're not trying hard enough. And I just want to be transparent that, I've won an award from it, and I also have not gone to a lot of film festivals for it. It's okay. It might be a length thing. It might be the type of genre for film. There's so many factors, but you have to try. You're going to give all your awards to all the people on Indiegogo, and then you are going to learn how to say goodbye. This has been the hardest thing for me recently. I grieved Flowers, which is my short film. I spent a whole month. I wanted to jump onto my next project, but I couldn't. You are going to have to learn to let go of your project. It is very sad, very emotional if you're attached to it. I think it gets better with more projects you do, but don't be alarmed. It's going to be hard to be like, hey, my film's done, and what do I do now? It's hard, but it's part of the process. So that's everything. Something I wish I knew about film festivals that I want to give on to you that I've learned is I kind of just submitted it to any festival I wanted to. Get the big boys first. It does matter who you submit film festivals to first. Do Sundance, do Tribeca, do the ones you think you aren't going to get into. Submit there first, then get denied. If you get denied, you get denied, and then trickle down to the other big ones. I kind of went lower first, and Sundance and Tribeca, they want to be where you premiere your short film. Premiering your short film is important. It's not the be-all, end-all, but that's why the deadlines of film festivals is important. So figure out when like the Sundance one is done, or Tribeca, or South by Southwest, and make sure your film is ready for that, because otherwise you have to wait a whole year, and you're going to want to wait a whole year before you give it to other film festivals. But yeah, that is everything with short films, and that's everything with my short film process. I had the time of my life. You are going to have the time of your life. Let me know in the comments down below what you found useful. What was surprising? What do you think was good advice? What do you think was not good advice? Let me know what you have. Any other questions? There were a lot of things I learned, and a lot of hardships too. I ended up in post losing my composer. He dipped out, ghosted me. But because of that, I learned a new free platform for songs. So it's like life. You're going to have ups and downs, but the main takeaway is that you can do this. And the main takeaway is people need your art, and you are going to learn so much about yourself and your art through the process of creating it. You don't need to know what the message is fully before you shoot it. Yeah, it's great, but you're going to learn through the process. And I promise you, as long as you give intentional love to your art, if you sit down and you're like, we're going to edit this together, and I'm going to give love, I'm going to put attention on it. Love is all about attention. Love is intention. Being like, I am going to solve this. There's no way it can't be good. Yeah, you might be a novice, and yeah, maybe it's not the best thing in the world, or it doesn't get critically acclaimed, but the fact that you threw your love into something and it's impacted people, that's what matters. So you got this. So write the script, get crowdfunding while you're writing the script, do casting, get a producer that can help you fill out your crew, pick your shoot days, stick to your shoot days, shoot your days, take a month off, and then go into editing process, get an editor, get a sound mixer, get a colorist, get a composer or a sound thing, give them deadlines for when your film festival is, and then you submit it. I submitted mine for like a year, so I have a whole year where I'm submitting it to everywhere, and then allow yourself to say goodbye to it. allow yourself to grieve. It sounds weird, but you're gonna need to grieve. The reason people don't release their short films is because they don't want to let it go, because they know that they're gonna have to say goodbye to it. It's like saying goodbye to a child, somewhat. So I promise you, the accountability of having people on your project that care, it's gonna push you to finish, which is the most important thing. Sharing your art, changing people's lives. You're meant to do that. But when you have that moment where you feel you're just gonna need to grieve, and it's totally normal. I'm here to tell you that that's how it goes, and that's the beautiful thing about this artist track. But it's gonna be the most amazing thing. You're gonna love it. And yeah, let me know what project you're also interested in creating, and I hope this was of help. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, join our membership, join our Discord. I love you so much, and you got this. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.